We don't have much of an ask of the government. Yes, a subject that bothers us as an intermediary is that we have two different rates on the GST. The components attract 60% of our components are at 18% and 40% are at 28%. But we have an aftermarket and the 28% rate actually, in some sense, is an incentive for people not to be compliant, and therefore there is evasion of taxation because 28% is a high rate and sort of, they do not comply with it. So if the government were to bring down that rate of 28% to 18%, then you would have better compliance. As an intermediary industry, there's very little loss of revenue to the government. So I'm hopeful now that the GST collection of the government is rather robust, they would pay heed to our recommendation.
Budget needs to focus, should be more on investor friendly, industry friendly. So the government is already working on a lot of reduction of the laws and commonizing them. I think it needs to do much more, and the financial support to the small scale and medium scale industries as well.
I think from industry perspective, I have two or three key, I would say, expectations. So India definitely is driving a momentum of Atmanirbhar Bharat in terms of self-manufacturing and cutting out imports, etc. The biggest driver for that is R&D, how you innovate, how you think ahead of time. So there, we would request government to positively consider the reinstatement of the incentive for R&D. I think it was there, which has been a lot of localization, but it has been withdrawn a couple of years back. I think that will be a good step forward in terms of the government initiative. Second will be maybe aligning the different rates in the GST. Today, you have got 28%, you have got 18%, etc. I'm talking of components, not a vehicle. Vehicle, obviously, you have, say, a category vehicle, you have X rate. So whatever inputs goes, you can take input credit and it's sold at a same single price. But components, you have different price. We actually fail to understand. So ideally, we should have a single rate from GST perspective. And yes, from PLI perspective, I think a lot of initiative government has taken. But I think it will be better that there are few products which are still being imported. They can be considered maybe into the PLI scheme as an addition of or the widening of the scheme.